Hey everyone, and here is your video for week 8. I apologize for getting stuff up so late this week as I was dealing with a family emergency this weekend. So, and so I definitely will be much more flexible, well, as I have been with deadlines for this week. So, we will be I'm more than happy to accept things a couple of days late if it takes you a little longer. So this week we're going to be looking at robotics in the classroom and or maker spaces, or both actually. So for this week, your classroom discussion includes just taking a look at the reading, and you get to choose whether you want to respond with information about how you might incorporate robotics in your classroom or educational setting, or if you are more inclined to how will you develop a maker space for your classroom. And so those are the two options you're going to get this week. Since we don't and can't check out robots to you, I thought I'd make it a little more open-ended. And so your readings this week are about creating a makerspace, or how do we use, how can classrooms benefit from robotics. Some of you have robotics already in your classrooms. Some of you have them at your schools or have participated in robotics clubs or STEM clubs that use robotics. So if you want to explore that more, you're welcome to do that. If you're more interested in what's this makerspace thing and how do I establish one, then you can focus on that. So your readings are here. There's also a good podcast on the purpose of a makerspace. And so you're going to respond this week for your reading is going to be actually you're going to summarize the reading this week. So in the Canvas, you're just going to give a few paragraph summary of the resources that I provided and what you got from them. So that should be fairly straightforward. And then your project for this week is to actually make a plan. And so there's a planning sheet here that you can use to kind of outline your plan, and you're going to fill that out, and then you're going to actually decide whether that's going to be a makerspace or using the robots. You can look at the resources for week 7 and 8. You can also do some additional research on your own, and then complete the plan and write a summary of how you will actually use the makerspace or the robots in your classroom. So your paper and your plan are due on Canvas by the 22nd, and you'll get full points if is clear that you explored the resource enough to evaluate it and propose a plan for your classroom. So that's the project for this week. So those are the 3 assignments that are due this week, but just giving you a heads up, I had some questions about, you have a couple of course-long projects that you've been working on and should be getting some work done on them. The first one is your annotated bibliography. So as you've been looking at all of these resources and collecting resources of your own, you're going to do a bibliography that outlines those resources. And so that is going to be due December 8th. So just so you have a heads up, you should be kind of just pulling things together for that. The other long project that you're going to be continuing to work on is the STEM curriculum unit. So you're designing a 3-lesson STEM curriculum unit that you will write lesson plans for, and you have already outlined that unit in a backwards design post, and now you're going to actually create the lessons for that. So that will be your other final project for this class. So I will talk more in depth next week about the final projects. The other project that you have that's not just the normal kind of minimal 3 every week ones is you're going to pick a second technology and do a little video about how to use the technology like you did with the first technology project. So I think that's it for this week, and I look forward to working with you on those other two projects and giving you more instruction on those next week. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will say just a heads up, so next week for your reading response, I've just taken that off the table. You won't be required to do one. You'll get the points, just since it's Thanksgiving week, try to minimize that work that week. So, all right. Hope you're having a good week, and I'll talk to you again soon.